Hi guys, John here from his camping spot. I've got the tarp in porch mode. I'll show you. Can you see it? Yeah. Those are hiking staffs. And so they're suspending it up in the air so I can, that's why you can see straight out behind me. Otherwise, you'd be seeing a light green wall. Anyway, today, or this evening, I'm just starting to relax. I got all my chores done. I made dinner. And so I'm ready to relax with my 707 rusticated dead guy pipe. This is the first pipe I ever bought, and I got it from eBay. So, and I'm going to be smoking Northwoods tonight. It's from Boswell. It smells great. And tampers I brought out here. This is a valve. And this is a Larry Blackett icicle. You'll get to hear the cool sounds of the woods at night. It's not quite as loud as early on this summer. It was practically deafening loud. They were, so it was so loud that you couldn't really hardly sleep outside because it was hard to tune that out. I have trouble sleeping outside for the first couple of nights because I'm entertained by all the noises, and instead of putting me to sleep, I sit up and listen to it like I'm listening to a concert. So it's not real good for me. Let's light this baby up. This actually smokes really well. Man, non-filtered pipes. I love them, but that happens. I don't think thanks Greg. I don't think non-filtered pipes are for people that are doing videos. Thank you, Greg. So, this is great. I love Northwoods. I never tasted Frog Morton, but everybody just about said that it was about the closest thing to Frog Morton that there was. So I thought, oh wow, I'll try it then. And I loved it, but I've never tasted Frog Morton's. Okay, I got my drink here. I made sure I put my tarp up just in case. It's supposed to start raining tomorrow morning, and I don't know, it could start before I wake up. And as long as it's not storming and blowing and stuff, having it in porch mode is fine. Yeah, I love camping like this because I hated being in a tent. You'd never find a spot that wasn't full of rocks and roots and everything, or uneven where you're sleeping with your head down, all the air, blood rushing to your head. Or worse, putting it sideways so then you roll off your pad. Yeah, once I discovered hammocks, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, all those years I wasted crawling around on my hands and knees in a tent. With a hammock, you just raise up, swing your legs out, and you're sitting down like you're in a chair, and then you just stand up. Or you get your clothes on while you're sitting in a chair, instead of putting your clothes on while you're lying down and going through all kinds of contortions. So hammocks are for me. If anybody's interested, my tarp is made by Hammock Gear. My hammock is a Chameleon by Dutchware Gear. I love that company. They have great stuff. And my little underquilt is from Hammock Gear. The overquilt I have that I didn't show you, put over yourself it's just a down mummy bag. It was a summer down mummy bag. I just unzip it pretty much most of the way, and then I flip it upside down so the zipper's facing down, and I put my feet in the foot box, and then I just drape it over the sides of me and kind of tuck it in. And that is how an over quilt would normally fit. Thank you, Greg. It's funny, when it gets real quiet like this, I have tinnitus. So if it's quiet, I always have the sound of bugs, like either cicadas or some kind of bug noise in my ear. So I really can't tell if there's no noise right now, or like I can't tell if you can hear something, because I always hear something. I'm not hearing any birds or anything. North Woods. It's hard to beat it. That's by Boswell too, and you can get it by going online, or you can call them on the phone. They're pretty pleasant on the phone. I like Countryside in Northwood so well that at the end of every month, they automatically bill my credit card and send me 4 ounces of each. I'm trying to go deep on the ones I like. So I'm trying to stockpile the, look at the ones I like. I might get 8 ounces at a time or 16 or something like that. Thanks, Greg. I haven't put any bug stuff on yet. I have some, but I don't like to handle my pipes if I have bug stuff on them, on my hands. I see one right there flying. Those little tiny mosquitoes. Well, I'm going to sign off and just relax. Once again, I don't like boring people with just subjecting you to just sitting there watching me smoke a pipe. Everybody's too busy nowadays. Until we meet again, and which will probably be tomorrow morning, God bless. Well, I'm back. I'm going to be saying goodnight, but I just wanted you to be able to hear the noises that I can hear. There's a whippoorwill off that way. I can hear frogs and crickets. Anyway, I wanted you to be able to hear that. See you in the morning. Good morning. This is John, and it's late. I've already done a bunch of my chores. Seem to have lost my hat somewhere. But I didn't want to delay this any longer. It's already like 11 o'clock. And it looks like it's going to start raining. So if that's the case, I'll have to move in, and you'll be looking at my hammock and a green screen. This morning I'm going to have, I got my coffee here, Burley Morning Pipe by Ken Byron, and I hope I pronounced that well, and if you got it, Burley Morning Pipe. And I'm going to be smoking it in my meerschaum. I got this off of, I never talked about this, I got this off of Essie, and it's signed, but I can't really read the signature, but the guy was really good at carving, but he really didn't do very good. The interface here between these two things, I think, is pretty lousy. The quality one I have is the one I got from, I think it's MSBD, or MDSB. I always get that wrong, but anyway, that's my quality one, and it's got a real mortise and tenon that's not just the screw-in thing that a lot of the meerschaums have. I love the smell of this. It smells so good. I load my pipes now kind of just by sprinkling it in and then ultra lightly tamping it. And usually I just use 2 loads. And then when I tamp it down, it's well below the rim, like maybe I've got 3/4 of a bowl of tobacco, sometimes a half a bowl. That's fairly typical. That way, early on, I was kind of burning the rims of my pipes and making them really ugly. And it took me forever to clean those off. So now I pay attention to that, especially as I got better pipes. You can hear the white-breasted nuthatches. Assuming you can hear that, since I can. Earlier there was a pileated woodpecker that was making a lot of noise. And last night, right after I signed off, the only furred creature that I heard was a squirrel. Thanks, Greg. I'm gonna have to come up with a graceful method of getting the ash or tobacco out of my mouth. Now I'll try a sip of coffee. Wow, what a great combination. Thank you, Papa Bear. Gary. I also hear a summer tanager. If you've ever seen one, look that up. Male summer tanager. They are gorgeous. They're more red than a cardinal. You rarely see them though, because they like to stay wet at the top of the canopy of the trees. They mostly eat bees and wasps. Nothing like camping. I guess you could call this primitive glamping, because I was able to just go go home, pour myself some coffee. I refused to run back up there to find my hat. At the risk of being recognized as a lookalike to Uncle Fester. He was clean shaven though. and no glasses. I remember that the first time I shaved my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like Uncle Fester. I got a big chuckle out of that. Well, last night was wonderful. It got down to the low 60s, like 61 or something. So I didn't even put my feet into the foot box of my down bag. I just put it over the top of my torso and was really comfortable. The only bad thing is I drank so much lemonade yesterday. I got up literally possibly even 6 times, but no, for sure 5 times to go to the bathroom. Which, it's not a hassle because you can get out in and out easily. The hassle is you got to have a flashlight, and then, you know, every bug in the area is attracted to the light. So it just complicates things. Luckily, I don't have much of a startle reflex because I had some giant winged bug about the size of a bird flew onto the side of my head. It didn't land, but I don't know what that was. Maybe it was a Cecropia moth or something, some giant thing, but whatever it was huge. It is so peaceful. It's not totally quiet because the birds are chirping quietly right now, and maybe it's because it's going to rain. I don't know that much about birds, but it's calm. Not totally silent, but really calm. The noisiest things here are my roosters. I've got 3 of them, and before I got chickens, I thought roosters crowed just in the morning when they woke up. They literally crow all day long, and at times it's like nonstop. It's nice too, the way this set up. My neighbor's about, not quite a mile straight out that way somewhere. He might be here once a year. I have nobody this way and nobody straight up that way. And beyond my neighbor is the National Scenic Riverway that goes for hundreds of miles, I think, or over 100 miles, whatever. It follows the Jack's Fork and then the Current River, and it's huge. 2 miles deep, plus the width of the river, and you know, as long as it goes the whole length of both rivers. So that's a humongous tract of land that butts up against us. And that makes it quiet. The only thing really that comes over us, and one came over just a few minutes ago, it seems odd, is a helicopter. Almost no planes come over here at all, but a helicopter comes over every so often. Not sure what they're up to, but planes very seldom come over. I mean, we might see like a chemtrail from a commercial jet. So they're, you know, in the sky visible, but coming right over us where it's kind of noisy and stuff, nothing except for the helicopters usually. Every so often, like rarely, a, you know, small single engine plane. It's nice. Well, if you have not tried Ken Byron's Burley Morning Pipe, you should give it a try. The flavors that I can taste are sort of like coffee and cocoa flavor. And before I've had any of my pipe, the coffee tastes really strong. I mean, it's not strong, bitter, or whatever, but I can really taste the coffee flavor. And I taste the same thing in this, to the point when I start drinking my coffee again, it's just like a cool liquid, like almost like water, just sort of refreshing. And because there's so much coffee flavor in this tobacco, I guess. Pretty strange. But anyway, it's a good tobacco. Has a great tin note. And you just have to keep watching his site, because he puts it on and then it gets sold out, and then he puts it on a couple weeks later or so. So you just have to monitor the site. And Byron is spelled B-Y-R-O-N. So make sure I spelled that right. Yeah, B-Y-R-O-N. And it's Ken is his first name, K-E-N. And if you don't have to worry about the website, just Google Ken Byron pipe tobacco, and it'll take you where the site is. Well, until we meet again, and I have no hat to tip, God bless.